Hello and welcome. I'm Peter, and this is Season 3. Yes, as many of you have probably been enjoying the game, I've been busy recording, testing, trying to bring you the latest and greatest information that I can possibly obtain. Many long nights were stayed up for this, but hey, in the end, I hope this was worth it. Anyhow, because there's a lot I want to go over for Bryan in Season 3, I'm breaking it down into two parts. Here today in Part 1, we're going to go over Bryan's new move. Man, this is going to be great. Anyhow, if you enjoy learning, improving, and just overall being entertained, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification icon below. This way you can be up to date on any new videos that I release and never miss a beat on any awesome information I can give you. Now, without any further ado, let's go. Snake Rampage. So as many of you know, Bryan got a new awesome move, Snake Rampage, performed from full crouch with down forward 2-1. This string is very chunky, two hitting attack that can be delayed. So if the first hit lands, the second hit is guaranteed. However, if the attack is delayed too much, it won't connect as a natural string anymore and can be blocked by the opponent. And before any of you start asking, is it hit confirmable? I'm gonna say, in a personal opinion, it's not. It feels like it's hit confirmable, much like quarter circle back 2-4 feels like it is hit confirmable, but in reality, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, no, it's not hit confirmable. Now, let's jump into frame data. Since the new patch, NRB Norway, so far in the making of this video, has not released any frame data for Snake Rampage. So I went ahead and tested it out and found the frame data for you all. On startup, this move comes out in 13 frames when performed from full crouch. Yep. 13 frames, baby. 13 frames. This means we have a 13 frame Punisher now, but more to come on that later. For the first hit, on block, this is -9, and we can see that after Bob blocks this and performs his 1+2 and trades perfectly with our jab. On hit, the first hit is +4, and we can see that after landing this attack, our down forward 1 trades perfectly with Law's Magic 4. On counter hit, this is also very much the same. This is +4, and we see that, well, in the same way, our down forward 1 trades with Law's Magic 4. For the second hit, on block, this is -8, and we see that after Lars blocks this and performs his down 2, we trade perfectly with Lars. And of course, on hit and on counter hit, this attack is a knockdown, so no need to further test. Strengths and weaknesses, or weaknesses and strengths. Now, as great as this move is, because it comes out very quickly, knocks down on hit, and is safe on block, it is not without weaknesses. For starters, in terms of weaknesses, on hit this attack is a natural string. Wait, that's not a weakness. However, it does not jail on block. Because this first attack hits mid and then high and doesn't jail, the opponent can block the first attack, duck, and then while standing punish us for the second attack. So be very, very, very careful when using this. Don't just throw it out there for no reason. Tracking. Alright, so for starters, this move tracks reasonably well to Bryan's right side. Any opponent who's looking to sidestep left will get hit by this. And this also goes true for any opponents who is side walking left as well. Whether this is the first hit or the second hit, both do a decent job covering the opponent going towards Bryan's right side. However, come on, you knew this was coming. This attack does not track to Bryan's weak side, his left side. Any opponent who does a side step right can avoid being hit by the first attack. Though it should be noted that a single sidestep right will not avoid the second attack. So if the opponent is simply just doing a sidestep right and trying to attack, you can clip them with the second hit. But should an opponent commit to a sidewalk right, both hits can be avoided completely, exposing Bryan's rear end to the opponent. Bad times. Bad times. Strengths. Now enough of the weaknesses, let's get to the good stuff. Now, traditionally in Season 2, Bryan was notoriously terrible for his punish on low attacks that were -13 or attacks that were -13 and left him in full crouching. See, these attacks here, and I'm just gonna play these, Alyssa's inbound kick, up forward 4-4. King's death sandwich, sidestep 2-1. Bryan's own boa crusher, forward 4-1. Fang's landslide, quarter circle forward 1. Kazumi's crimson dawn, down forward 1-2. Kazuya's slicing blade, down forward 1-2. Steve's beatdown, forward 2. Just to name a few, all are -13 that were either lows or were a -13 attack that left Bryan in full crouch. And previously, all Bryan got out of this for a Punisher was a while standing 3, which was puny in terms of damage. All it was 18 damage and 4 frames, alright? So some of the characters could afford to throw these very punishable moves out to Bryan in Season 2, because Bryan, well, he didn't have a very good answer to them. But now in Season 3, with the addition of Snake Rampage, now Bryan has one of the hardest hitting 13 frame punishers, aside from, 13 frame launches in the game. This helps Bryan out tremendously. This is one of the weakest areas that he possibly had, and this has now been covered. So now opponents really need to think carefully before throwing out these attacks. For instance, like Alyssa's inbound kick. If you played online and ranked, this would be thrown everywhere. Same thing with Armor King's death sandwich, sidestep 2-1, right? These things were just thrown out constantly without any hesitation by the opponent, because all they did was just eat a while standing 3. But no longer is the case now. Alright, knockdown follow-ups. Now let's dive a little deeper and look at potential follow-ups for hitting the opponent after they've gone down. First up is against opponents who do not tech roll and do either a delayed wake up or just a normal stand up. So I want you to observe how long the opponent stays down when they are getting hit by this attack, if they do either a delayed wake up or just try to stand up normally. Notice, they actually get up fairly slowly. If the opponent does a delayed wake up option, we are guaranteed some follow-up options. And this list is from least damaging to most damaging. Alright, so first up, we are guaranteed a run up, down back 3 for 7 points of damage. We are also guaranteed a run up, down 4 for 9 points of damage. And if we want to get a little bit more technical and tricky, we can do a run up quarter circle back 4 for 18 points of damage. So we get a soccer kick, but you'll probably have to practice this a little bit because you will need to run in at a specific distance and time it. Now, if they don't tech roll, we can do a stand in place, a back 4 for 19 points of damage. And for the last option, we can do a run up, down 3 plus 4, 2 for 21 points of damage. However, here the timing is a little bit tricky here. It's kind of strict because you need to run right after your attack recovers and hit the down 3 plus 4 when you are in range. If you miss the timing of this attack, it will look something like this. You essentially don't get the float into the second hit of the string. So if this happens, you'll need to run faster and try to hit the down 3 plus 4 sooner. Now, generally speaking, standing up regularly or delayed wake up options is the worst option the opponent could possibly do against Bryan after being hit by Snake Rampage, as Bryan has the most options available to him against the opponent. Next up, we're going to look at opponents who tech roll against this attack. Notice that indeed the opponent can tech quickly after getting hit by this attack. If the opponent does in fact tech roll, then all the options we previously listed are not guaranteed at all. I'm just going to show this, right? If we run up with a down back 3, it can be blocked. If we run up with a down 4, it can be blocked. If we run up with a quarter circle back 4, it can also be blocked. And standing in place doing back 4 will miss entirely. Or against larger characters, it can be blocked. Run up down 3+4, 2 can be blocked. So overall, this is the best option available to the opponent. If they get hit by Snake Rampage out in the open, they should in fact tech roll. Alrighty, next we're gonna look at spring up, or rather, I guess this is called kick up, wake up. This wake up option. Okay, this wake up option. So this option isn't normally seen as it's a fairly high risk, low reward option, but we'll take a look at it nonetheless. And this is what we're guaranteed if the opponent does a kick up, wake up. All we get that is guaranteed is a stand in place back 4. That's all that's guaranteed, because any of the other options that we listed, for instance, if we do a run up down back 3, this will whiff against the opponent as their legs are going over the low. Run up down 4, this will not hit the opponent either, as the opponent's legs will go up and then come down and in fact actually hit us. Run up quarter circle back 4. This is kind of an interesting one, as most of the time this will not hit the opponent, because as we kick and they recover, they'll actually hit us on our recovery frames of quarter circle back 4, aka soccer kick. Though what you can do in this situation is that you can do a deep dash soccer kick, and this will nail the opponent, hitting them before they hit you. Though the timing is awkward because you're now doing a deep dash soccer kick. So yeah, this has to be something that's more or less practiced a little bit, and I don't necessarily recommend this, as time is better spent elsewhere. Now, the last option, run up down 3+4, 2. This will whiff against the opponent as their legs go up over the low, and then the 2 will be blocked in time by the opponent. So yeah, all we get that's guaranteed is stand in place back 4 if the opponent does a kick up wake up. Okay, the last wake up option that the opponent can do is the back roll, or rather when you hold back and then you slide recovery standing. Now in this scenario, it is very, very much like tech rolling in that we have no guaranteed follow-ups when the opponent does this. If the opponent holds back, or to block rather, and does the wake up method of just back rolling, all the attacks miss, right? Whether it's run up down back 3 can be blocked, run up down 4, this can also be blocked, run up quarter circle back 4, this can also be blocked. Stand in place back 4, this doesn't miss now, but it is blocked instead. Run up down 3+4, 2, this can be blocked. So as you can see, this is another safe option for the opponent if they choose that they don't want to tech roll against Snake Rampage. Now, this is important. I want to address the elephant in the room before I completely get bombarded by questions like, "But Peter, you didn't talk about taunt setups off of Snake Rampage. You can get taunt setups, right?" Fine. I'll address this now. A lot of you know that after 3+4, if the opponent tech rolls, we are guaranteed a run-up taunt. And from the initial looks of it, if you look at Snake Rampage, it looks very similar, right? Like you can just run up and then just taunt. Easy. However, this is false. This is not actually a real taunt setup, since the opponent recovers much faster, and I mean much faster, than compared to 3+4 on hit. I mean, look at it this way. See how 3+4 against 3+4, the opponent is left in a hunched over, grabbing their stomach state, and we are able to close the distance while they are tech rolling. Like, we're already on top of them while they're tech rolling. Well, with Snake Rampage, this is not the case, because when the opponent starts tech rolling, when they're rolling, we are still running towards the opponent, right? And to prove this, I've gone ahead and set the computer to backdash after being hit. Notice that after 3+4, the opponent cannot backdash after the taunt setup if they tech roll. However, now watch what happens after the computer gets hit by Snake Rampage. See how after the computer tech rolls and we go for the taunt misses because they backdash? Yeah. Unfortunately, there is no guaranteed taunt setups after Snake Rampage like we do with 3+4, simply because we just don't have enough time to cover the distance that the attack knocks the opponent away, like we do with 3+4. Womp womp. So yeah, most likely you'll have to go for 3+4 into tech roll catches if you want to, try to do a taunt setup in open play, So yeah, you'll have to get your taunt jet upper tech traps off of 3+4 still. Sorry, Bryan players. Sorry. But I don't want to leave you guys on a bad note in this section, so I will say that if the opponent does tech roll, you can always go for Oki. And this is nothing super special or super fancy, but hey, it's Oki nonetheless. If the opponent tech rolls, you can always do a run up 3+4 if you think they're going to either duck or press a button. Conversely, if they tech roll, you can also do a run up hatchet kick to them as well. Or if you like, you can also run up and do machine gun blow if you think they're going to sidestep right, or if you need a faster mid attack than say 3+4. Or if you simply want to run up and check them with a fast mid, such as down forward 2, which has good range and good speed, you can do that as well. And lastly, if you just want to get a quick low poke on your opponent that's non-committal, you can always do a run up down 4. So those are our options that I would personally recommend against opponents who do tech roll. Wall options. So this attack is particularly good at the wall since, well, it wall splats. And honestly, the damage that it can net you is quite substantial. So if the opponent ever does a -13 low or an attack that forces you into crouch and their back is to the wall, boy, oh boy, is it going to hurt. However, I want to make a note that the combos that I am showing, that I have looping here, are not particularly easy. As in, they're not just pick up and play combos. You'll have to practice these combos if you want to land them. The timing can be a little tricky to get the re-wall splat, and can kind of be a little finicky too, depending on the characters that you're doing it against. But honestly, I think it might actually be worth your time and while to learn them for the bigger damage options. And for those of you who want an easy damage combo, here is your easy damage combo that you can do at the wall. If you feel that you have other things to work on and you don't want to invest time into working on doing the resplat of the opponent to the wall to do a combo, that's fair. That's perfectly fine. Time is probably better spent elsewhere than if you feel that way. So you're not missing out on too much damage. You can just do the easy combo. And anyone who's curious, yes, you can also go for Oki too. If you do the resplat option, the back 3 cancel into down back 1+2 works here as well, so you can go for Oki. So that option is available to you as well. So we've seen that this attack does wall splat when the opponent's back is directly against the wall. Now let's take a look when the opponent is not directly with their back. Woo. Not directly with their back to the wall. Here we have the opponent being hit roughly about 3 backdashes away from the wall. Notice, however, that we still get a wall splat, but it's significantly lower than before. Rather than having a high wall splat, or medium wall splat, this is a low slump wall slap. This is a low slump wall splat situation. From this low wall splat, our opponent recovers quickly, and a lot of options for guaranteed damage is off the wall. Like, we don't have a guaranteed option. Hatchet kick will whiff against opponents in this state. Run up soccer kick will also whiff against opponents in this state. And the only options that I personally found that were guaranteed in these wall slump type situations or wall splat situations was down back 3 for 6 damage, which is very easy to do. Down 4 for 7 damage, which is also very easy to do. Down 3 plus 4 for 9 damage, which is pretty easy to do. And down back 1 plus 2 for 24 damage, which is hard to do. All right, if you're going to go for this option, practice it, know the range at which down back 1 plus 2 will hit. You don't need to do a micro dash or anything, but you will need to be very precise and particular about your timing. The down back 1 plus 2 cannot simply just be mashed out, okay? Cannot be mashed out. It needs to be specifically timed. Now remember, when I said that you can't get taunt after Snake Rampage, I lied. That's right, I lied. If you manage to get a low wall slump, oh my god, this is so hard to talk. How do people talk on camera? All right, if you manage to land a low wall slump, you can actually do a run up into taunt setup, and it's guaranteed to catch tech rolls. If you want to forgo any of the low pokes that I previously, talked about, you can go for a taunt setup, and this is guaranteed to catch tech rolls. This will be your next best option. So just to make sure that you go for the taunt setup, make sure to hit them with whatever taunt setup that you can do and the best option you've got, right? So that would be taunt jet upper. So after this wall splat, just go for taunt jet upper. Easy. Combo potential. Oh boy, this is gonna be a contentious topic already, I can tell. In the process of trying to find a use for this attack as a combo filler or a screw in combos, I was very disappointed by its possibilities. I started out this process by looking to see what exactly would be the longest, balcony carry possibility. So I started with the traditional Bryan combos that I know off the top of my head, and after a bit of fiddling around with various combos... Mango? After fiddling around with various combo routes, combo fillers, combo enders, you get the idea. I literally tried to put Snake Rampage into combos for either damage purposes or for distance carry purposes, but honestly, it just didn't pan out. Alright, it just didn't pan out. But what I will say is that Snake Rampage is one of the best initial one of the best balcony break moves. In the past, I believe this was Mach Punch at an initial balcony break damage of 32 points of damage, but Snake Rampage bumps it up to 37 points of damage on the initial balcony break. So that's why in this combo we're able to peak out a damage of 107 at the end. So yeah, for balcony breaks, Snake Rampage is fantastic because of the initial 37 damage that you get just from knocking them off the balcony. Okay, now we bring up the point of using this as a post floor break screw, as I thought this might be a potential, I was only partially correct. So on floor break stages, this can be used as a post floor break screw, but I'm gonna go into details about that. On Forgotten Realm, traditionally we use Northern Cross as the post floor break screw. So I figured, hey, why not try Snake Rampage? Because Northern Cross doesn't do as much damage, and it also doesn't give as much carry because it's a single hit. And Snake Rampage, it's 2 hits, does more damage. Why not use this? But I was very disappointed. Some of you might be thinking, what's wrong with using Snake Rampage as a post floor break screw? It does more damage, and like I said, it does more wall carry. Well, the problem that I saw immediately when I did this was evident. All right, I'm gonna have you watch it. You see it? Watch again. You see the problem? Yep. It's the fact that the opponent doesn't get turned around with Snake Rampage. See, when we do our 2+4 throw into Northern Cross, the opponent shifts from face down, feet away position in the air to face up, feet towards. This is extremely crucial to combos, all right? This is extremely crucial to combos because this is the best position to land guaranteed wall damage after a wall splat. With Snake Rampage, however, the opponent stays in face down, feet away position in the air and results in a wall splat with them splatting with their face against the wall. And as many of you probably know, this results in almost no combo damage at the wall or really inconsistent wall hits. So yeah, Snake Rampage, generally speaking, not the greatest option post floor break. And by the way, this does not only apply to Bryan's 2+4 throw, okay? This also applies to back one as a staple floor break as well. See, after jet upper into double knees into back one, the opponent switches over to face down, feet away position, which Northern Cross recorrects for this position and flips them to face up, feet towards. But in the case of Snake Rampage, this move clearly does not. So yeah, it's kind of a little dicey. But if you're stubborn and you really want to make this move work, then I guess you could use a down 2 to create a floor break that results in a face up, feet towards position so that Snake Rampage can work. Because I said this before, Snake Rampage does have more wall carry potential than Northern Cross. And I know some of you are gonna be like, see Peter, see Snake Rampage can be used effectively in a combo. You're wrong, Peter. Well, yes and no. Watch this combo. Watch this combo here. Notice how we can use down 2 just so that the opponent is closer and is in face up, feet towards position, right? In order to land a proper wall splat into, wall combo. Now watch this combo. This combo is virtually identical to what we just saw, but instead of doing down 2, we do a back 1, and then we use Northern Cross instead of Snake Rampage. And we still get the wall splat, that's number 1. And we also, oh wait, we're only 1 damage short. So yeah, do with what you will with this information. You can use down 2 if you really want to use Snake Rampage to squeeze out that 1 damage. But yeah, you're better off just using back 1 into Northern Cross in those situations, in my opinion, than trying to do down 2 into Snake Rampage. Okay. Last point on floor breaks, and I promise, this will be the last topic on floor breaks. If you are looking for a place to actually use Snake Rampage, there is one situation for floor breaks that it can be used. When the opponent cannot be flipped from face up, feet towards, or cannot be flipped into face up feet towards position, then Snake Rampage is the better option than Northern Cross. Well, when is that, you might ask? I'm so glad you asked. So after Bryan's forward 1+2, the opponent cannot be repositioned into face up feet towards, even with Northern Cross. As a result, the opponent will always hit the wall with a face wall splat, right? They're always going to hit the wall with their face in this situation. Since this is the case, we should in fact just go for Snake Rampage instead of Northern Cross after forward 1+2 throw. Everything about this combo is exactly the same, just replace Northern Cross with Snake Rampage. And we net ourselves an additional 3 points of damage and wall carry. Now, the last place I want to look at to try to see if Snake Rampage would be useful would be to use it in a combo after a balcony break when we're close to a wall. So on a stage like Jungle Outpost, the wall is very close, versus on a stage like Diarmo de Sirio, where the wall is very far away from the balcony. And here we see that Snake Rampage on this stage can be used as a combo. Huzzah! But it's inferior. Why, you may ask? Well, for starters, this combo that you just saw is not max damage. In fact, it's not even close to max damage. This combo right here does more damage, and this is not even max damage, because this combo right here, that's not even using sidestep 1 as a post balcony break screw, does more damage. And this is not even max damage, because this combo here that uses double knees after the launcher does more damage. And this combo is not even max. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, I did not experiment around to find max damage for this combo. That was just more or less for fun. I was trying to find uses for Snake Rampage. So if we take the last combo that we did with while standing 1 into quarter circle forward 3-4, the double knees, well, we noticed that, you know, we can do a sidestep 1 after the balcony break, right? And that screws the opponent. But if we look at it in trying to replace sidestep 1 with Snake Rampage, you'll notice that in this combo, because there's so many hits before the balcony break happens, what ends up happening is that Snake Rampage, the second hit of it, doesn't actually even combo. It shifts the opponent too far away for the second hit of Snake Rampage to even connect. So yeah, all in all, unfortunately, Snake Rampage is not a particularly great move for combo purposes. I've yet to find a particularly great use for this. I mean, I haven't found a great use for it, at least as a universal, you know, post screw attack for anything, or a screw attack for any of Bryan's combos. So currently, I'd say keep whatever combo you're currently doing with Bryan, or, you know, look into other possibilities aside from Snake Rampage. Alright guys, yet again, it was another long video. Sorry guys, these videos always tend to be longer, so I'm just gonna apologize ahead of time. But anyhow, thank you for tuning in to this video. This is part 1. Next time it's going to be part 2, and we're going to look at all the great changes that Bryan got with season 3. We're going to look at the new frame data that he has on a lot of his attacks, the new properties that he has, as well as some of the other buffs that he just got. So if you enjoyed this content at all whatsoever, and you would like to learn more, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell as well. And please feel free to comment, like, and share this with anybody who is interested. Well, with that, I just want to say thank you, and once again, thank you to our Patreons. This has all been helped and funded by them, so please, 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 if you meet any of them in the Discord, go ahead and give them a huge shout out. And last but not least, I have a Discord channel. If you guys are interested in being a part of the Discord, the link is in the description below. And if any of you guys are interested in being a Patreon of mine and want to help fund these videos to bring good quality content, please, I would love to have you as a patron. Now, with that, thank you, and Peter signing out. Take care, guys. Oh boy, I'm tired.